All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Sachet with Barry. I am joined by Peter. I always do this wrong. It's always backward. But because I'll point to you, you're this way on my screen. But then when I actually look at the video, you'll be on the other side of me.
This guy right here.
He's right here.
Hi.
Peter's here. We're going to talk about season 13 and UK combined. Overall, the whole series seasons.
Yeah.
What's going on so far? Go ahead, Peter. Tell me what your thoughts are, first of all, just on the 2 seasons.
Well, I mean, I think that I was really excited about talking about this because when they're both playing at the same time, you can really compare them. And the UK season I just love it so much more. It's like it's better.
Yes. You are not in the minority there. I think everyone kind of feels that way right now. And I think a big part of it is because season 13 is just taking so long.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had 8 episodes now, and we've gotten rid of 4 queens.
Yeah. Gotten rid of 4 queens. And also, I mean, I think that with the COVID special, which I don't know who wanted or who was really interested. I mean, yeah, it's kind of fun.
It was interesting to see how they did things, but it either needed to be at the beginning of the season, or right before the finale.
Yeah, right before the finale. That would make more sense.
It didn't need to be right here in the middle of it. I mean, because we're not even in the middle of the season.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if you may know more about this. The difference between it airing on public broadcasting in BBC One versus a cable channel in the United States. It just seems like you can get more on public broadcasting.
It really does. Yeah, it seems. I mean, no one in the United States, if this was on PBS, no one in the United States would go on it if they didn't win money.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. No one would do that. But these queens in the UK, that's what they're doing. They don't win shit.
A RuPeter badge.
I mean, yeah, and you can buy that at DragCon. If I was on Drag Race UK next time, I would have gone to DragCon and bought a bunch of them and just worn them on the show.
Right.
I didn't win shit, but look at all my badges.
It'd be fun to make an outfit made out of the RuPeter
out of the badges, exactly.
To take the piss out, as the British say.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, because it's on public TV, they can't have sponsors, so that's why there's no mini challenge win prizes either. Yeah. There's no money. If World of Wonder wanted to, they could shell out the money to pay them. It's not that they can't; they just can't have sponsors supply that.
Right.
So they could shell it out themselves. They're not going to. Instead, they get a trip to Hollywood.
Did you ever watch the Vivian's series?
Not at all.
I did. Well, I shouldn't say I watched the entire series, but I watched the first episode.
Did you watch? Was it the one that was by herself or the one with Bag of Chips?
The one by herself. Actually, I watched both.
I watched 2 episodes of the Bag of Chip one, but I never watched the Vivian one.
Yeah, I watched the Bag of Chips with I forget their whatever Good Morning television show they created for it. It's just it's not as, but I mean, maybe it's better. I only watched a small part of it, and I didn't really like either one of them.
Yeah, that's why I only watched 2 because I was like, it's just not as interesting as I'd hoped it would be.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard. I mean, because I've seen Vivian on Monet and Vivian show that they have.
Yeah,
I mean, it's better when she's obviously bouncing off of somebody or in a competitive.
Yeah, she definitely needs someone to pat her with because she's doing the Toots and Boots for UK with Raja. And
really?
They're enjoyable together, the 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. I have not watched any Toots and Boots this whole season.
Oh, there's only been 1 shoot.
For which episode? I mean, which one? UK or US?
Or US.
Let me see if I can guess.
And it came from Raja.
Which episode or which ball? Which challenge? Which runway?
It came from the bag ball. So there's 36 outfits to choose from.
Bag ball.
Oh no, it didn't. Sorry, it did not. It came from Little Black Dress.
Little black dress. Oh, that was super boring. Some of those runways.
Yeah, and Raja gave one of them a shoot.
Was it? I remember like that the ones that they liked on the runway didn't win, like Simone's, or I don't know. I can't remember. Who did they give a shoot to?
Got Mick. They didn't. Only Raja.
Oh, I like Got Mix, but that wasn't a shoot.
It was a great idea, but it wasn't a shoot.
And there's a little cutout.
Yeah, it was a Barbie dress.
Yeah. I mean, it was cute. I liked it as a concept.
Yeah, I like the idea of it, but yeah, that is not a shoot. But that is the only shoot that has been given out this season.
Interesting.
Vivian has given out a couple shoots on UK.
Well, speaking of just...
I can't think what they were for, though.
Yeah. Speaking of just shoots in general, and like that reminds me of Raven. What has Raven been doing that she has looking all snatched and
amazing? She looked amazing.
Did she not look out of it though?
Yeah.
I thought, girl, what is going on? She looked like she was just like it was really bizarre. I thought she was out of it on something.
Yeah, it could be. You never
and
know.
They really didn't say like they didn't really make that connection of why she was there.
No. I mean, we all know that she's there to do Ru's makeup, but yeah, there was no reason for her to do that walkthrough other than she was there because of that.
Yeah, even though she did give makeup tips, but it was felt very uneven, but whatever.
It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with season 13. We're going to do a quick run through of this. What did you think, first of all, about the start of the show with the lip sync-a-palooza?
I loved it. I loved
did too.
As a concept.
People hated it.
I don't why.
They thought it was one of the worst ideas ever and it was stupid. And I was like, no, now you get to at least see everyone lip sync and see what they can do.
Yeah, I think that was my second favorite thing about it. My first favorite thing about it was just that it completely flipped the script for the queens, because all of them come in expecting how it's supposed to go, and then it completely
just changed.
It.
Yeah.
And I love that. I loved it. Also, yeah, and like the secondarily to see them lip sync.
Because sometimes there's queens you'd never get to see.
Yeah.
Until
my only criticism about it, I love the overall concept, but I do wish, and I understand that this maybe wouldn't have made perhaps for as good of TV or whatnot, but I do really wish that they had used the same song for all of the lip syncs.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been a very boring episode with that, but it would have made sense as well.
Yeah. Because the first song, wasn't it like Robin, or wasn't it some really poppy dance number?
No. I mean, it was Call Me Maybe.
Oh, yeah. Call Me Maybe. Yeah. I would have loved to have seen that with all the queens.
Great. Everyone could do that song. Yeah. Everyone has done that song.
Exactly. All queens have that in their arsenal.
Yeah.
You know? So I would have liked to have seen them do that, because I think that would have just kind of created a more level playing field.
Right.
And seeing how, because isn't a criticism that we've had in the past, like when you get to that, final lip sync for your life, some of the song choices really favor one queen over the other.
Exactly.
And I think that same thing happened in the what'd you call it?
I called it Lip Sync-a-Palooza.
Lip Sync-a-Palooza. And Call Me Maybe feels a lot more neutral because it's just a pop song.
It's just a cheesy pop song.
Yeah.
So we separated the queens out between the A and the B squad.
Yeah.
Which I hate them calling them that.
Winner Circle and the B squad.
Yeah, I don't enjoy that at all. Because honestly, there were some that I thought both queens were bad at.
Yeah.
And some that I thought both could have stayed.
Yeah, like Rosé and Denali, their first lip sync against each other, I thought they both were awesome.
Yeah.
Like I could see both of them having won. It was hard. And so for one of them,
they didn't go against each other.
Yeah. For Denali to be automatically in the B squad because of it is
I mean,
it seemed artificial.
Yeah, seemed weird to me that it was just the way they paired them up, and I think it was just to fuck with their heads.
Yeah.
And that's the way it goes. So we have our first 3 episodes, which is the lip sync, the congratulations, and phenomenon.
Yeah.
Anything special about any of them? These were all the non-elimination episodes.
Yeah. Well, I do generally enjoy getting to know the queens before they get the chop. So I like that in, as an idea. And I generally support it. So I don't
like
mind
it too. I liked it. I think the first one, and I was excited because I was like, oh, we're going to get to see at least 4 episodes with all these queens and we'll get to know them a little bit. And not really 3 because they were divided up. So one set was on each week. So 3 episodes with each one, which is great.
Yeah.
But now that we're in as far as we are with only so many eliminations, I was like, okay, maybe we could have cut one of those out.
Well, I mean, or maybe start with 11 queens or,
well,
less.
I mean, the rumor was that there was actually 14.
Oh.
And someone got eliminated immediately when they got there.
Oh, interesting.
And there's 2 rumors. One is that they tested positive for COVID.
Okay.
The other is that it was some scandal behind it.
Ooh, scandalous. Or did they bring back Sherry Pie and then said, no, this isn't a good idea?
Well, the rumor is it wasn't another New York queen. But it was someone that was apparently doing some shady stuff with their phones at shows, which, if it's really true, it's kind of gross, but they would share naked photos that were sent to them. They would airdrop them to the entire audience. Like if someone shared their dick pics with this queen, she would airdrop them to the audience members.
Like the audience members
at her show.
Oh. That's okay. What
it's
I mean,
gross. It's gross. And if it's the queen that everyone thinks it is, shame on her.
Oh,
I'll tell you afterwards. I don't want to put it on here because it's all rumor. I don't know anything about it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Those are the 2 rumors that it was, which would make sense if there was 14, that it would be 2 people each one, which is why we had 3 in that last lip sync.
Oh, that would make sense because I was like, why are you putting
why we have one odd number?
Okay, and they probably had to really be vigilant about this after Sherry Pie. So.
Yes, they didn't want to have to re-edit the entire series again.
Okay. All right, well, that makes sense. Well, now I'm curious who it will be, so I'll look forward to that at the end.
Yeah, think about it. It's a New York queen, so think about it and see if you can come up with it. It's a well-known New York queen, I should say.
Oh, interesting.
Is the rumor. Again, a rumor. Allegedly, it is a rumor.
Rumor. Just a rumor.
Yes. So let's go on to our first eliminated queen, Kamora Hall.
Bye. Don't miss her.
From the Meet the Queens, she was my pick to go home first.
Yeah.
She's just boring.
Just boring. I mean, first of all, the only thing that I wish she could have hung around more is because she needs to be in a really positive and nurturing environment for her self-esteem. Because
she really does.
Her family and fuck her boyfriend, like get rid of that dude.
Yeah, the boyfriend can go.
He has to go.
She did in the COVID thing, she did say that she came out to her parents as a drag queen.
Oh, that's good.
So they know. So they did it. She did that before it aired.
Oh.
But I wonder how, when they actually filmed this COVID special. Because she also said, she's like, I hope they're really proud of what I did. And I was like, oh, girl.
Well, there's not a whole lot that you go, except
not
for
a lot to go off of.
Except for maybe your fall and spring runway looks.
Yeah, I mean, her runways were great.
Yeah, she's very beautiful. I mean,
she's gorgeous. But yeah, there's just nothing else there.
Nothing else going on. But I do wish. I think that the story about her boyfriend I thought was terrible.
Well, I think that the queens, they did not get sent back. They never do. They always say,
yeah,
you're going home. They go to the hotel.
Right. They go to the hotel.
Which might be even worse because then you're just in lockdown by yourself.
Yeah. Ugh, that would be awful.
But I think what's going to happen this season is when they do the makeovers, they're going to bring back the eliminated queens to be made over because they need to stay in the bubble.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
So it would either have to be the eliminated queens or like crew members again.
Right, because of the bubble.
Because of the bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't.
I like the idea of bringing back the queens that have been eliminated.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah.
All right.
And I mean, at the rate we're going, who knows? They may bring the winner, whoever wins, back into the show because this apparently is going to go till 2022.
We're calling this season 13 and 14.
Exactly. Next up to go is Joey J.
Oh, I know you love Joey J.
No, not as a queen.
Or just cute. Yeah, you just think he's
Joey
cute.
J is cute.
Yeah.
As a boy.
Yeah.
As a drag queen.
Yeah, unmemorable.
Unmemorable. I don't think he deserved to be in the bottom that week. It was the bag ball. I don't think he deserved to be in the bottom that week. But he wasn't going to stick around much longer.
Yeah, no.
So why bother?
Yeah.
Next up was the big elimination of Tamisha Iman.
Well, I mean, you and I have talked about this before. I just think Tamisha, I don't understand why they put her in that situation. I feel like
blame the producers.
I really do for this one. I mean, like, come on, she's got an ostomy and she's got an open wound. I mean, obviously it's good enough to participate, but I really respect the fact that she did not tell anybody. She didn't use that, but that's got to be
use it at all.
Pretty serious. But if the producers knew, which you know that they did, why
they
make
had to
hula hoop like this, which like pulls up that part? Like, give her a different part. I felt like that was terrible.
Yeah, give her the Simone dancing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Exactly. You know, I mean, I think that out of her as a queen, she was. I didn't really get to see her full dimensions.
No.
She came across very one-dimensionally
because she was so limited.
Yeah.
To what she could do. I look forward to her coming back for another season. She'll definitely be. I'm hoping they invite her back for season 14.
Yeah.
Like they did with Cuckoo for when she got cancer.
Yeah.
I don't know that they will. She may just want to come back for All Stars.
Right.
And I hope that she's better. We did find out that in the COVID special, when she went back home, she tested positive for COVID as well.
Oh shit! Oh, I didn't know that.
But she survived them all. She says, like, I survived Trump, I survived COVID, I survived cancer.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
So she is a machine, and she is not going to give up. And I look forward to seeing her again.
Yeah, me too.
She is like old school perfection of drag.
Yeah, old school perfection. She's got every. I mean, the fact that she makes all of her own stuff, amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, her runway was, more pedestrian in comparison to what Drag Race is now.
Exactly.
I
would rather it go back to the way it was.
Me too. Which is why I wanted to talk about the UK US.
Yes, stuff. We'll get to the UK in a moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would rather it go back. I think we'll get to the H&M thing, which drove me crazy. But yeah, I think there is a place to have designers, but I think you also say you are allowed to spend this much money on designers. Or you do it where you bring as much as you want. The first 3 weeks are design challenges. If you get through those, you can show whatever you want.
Yeah, I agree. But
yeah, there has to be some kind of mix of that.
Yeah.
Because not all the queens can afford designers. Take our next one going home, La Ree.
Yeah.
She couldn't afford designers. Her runways were not bad, with the exception of one.
Which was really bad.
Should not have even let her stay.
The other queen should have not let her go, and they should have all pitched in like Cinderella to make an outfit for her.
Exactly. It should have been like, girl, you need to do something else. Here, put this on there.
Yeah.
But La Ree, what'd you think of Lala?
I like Lala. I mean, she's somebody I would like to see more of. But I understand why she went home and kind of her place in that.
To me, she wasn't ready for Drag Race. It's a great thing that's going to boost her career tremendously. She's a great performer. But yeah, she just wasn't ready for it. And she kind of got thrown into it and swallowed up.
Yeah, she reminded me a little bit of Chi Chi.
A little bit.
In the respect that you kind of saw like deer in the headlights a few times, just like, oh, I've got to really elevate, and not really knowing how to do that per se. Mm-hmm. And so they need a little time off.
And she doesn't sew, so she couldn't do anything like that while she was there. So yeah, I think if she learns how to sew, just to make adjustments to things like be like, okay, I need to be able to do this.
Right.
And her confidence in the challenge were bad. She was so funny.
Yeah.
Just on her own, but when it came to the challenges, she was like lost.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. And then also I think that I remember, them going into the lip sync. I was really surprised that she didn't turn it out. And I wasn't surprised that she lost because
on her last one.
Yeah, in the last one where she got eliminated. I wasn't surprised she lost, but I was surprised that she didn't do more.
No, it felt like she gave up.
Yeah.
It felt like she was like, I think I'm done.
Yeah. Which maybe she was.
And she might have been. All right. And then we get to our last non-elimination. And that was the lip sync between
the double save.
Simone and Candy Muse.
Your favorite.
Not a double Shantae. I refuse to call it that because she did say Candy Muse sachet away.
Yeah, she did. And then she did say, that's the most honest.
And then the producers were in her ear and said, nope.
Yeah. Don't let her go. Don't let her go.
Don't let her walk away too far.
Yeah. Which when I watched that lip sync, I did think that of some other double saves, it was better than some of the other double saves that I've seen.
Such as, I'd like to hear which.
Okay, so the one where Jackie Cox, from her season, there was a double save from her season, and I can't remember who she was with.
Yeah, there's been a double save every season since, I think, 4.
Every season, really?
That's what someone said on a podcast. I don't know if it's, I didn't research
I don't know
it.
if that's true.
I did not research that, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, because that would mean that there's a double save every season, and I don't think there has been, but that would be something that would be good to research, and it's easily researchable,
Yeah,
but
totally.
But there have been some double saves. The one with Jackie Cox, and I can't remember who she was against, and that was season what? Was that last season or season before?
That was last season. Who made top 3? It wouldn't have been any of them. She didn't lip sync. Yeah. She didn't lip sync against Crystal.
No, it was
maybe Heidi.
Maybe. I don't remember who she lip sync against, but I just remember that I was like, oh, this wasn't double save worthy.
This wasn't, to me, this wasn't double save worthy.
I
thought Simone won, but just barely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought Candy Muse was terrible. I didn't think Simone was great. That's why I was like,
right. I'm not mad about it, but I do wish that Candy had been eliminated just for the sake of moving the process along, but I'm not mad about the fact that she's still around, even though she's really grown on me, I have to say.
How has she grown on you? That's my question. Because I know you said that to me and I was like, okay.
Yeah, well, so here's the reason why, is that her story to me is more layered and complex and interesting. It makes her more human, and I feel like I have a better understanding of who she is.
My problem with her story is that I find it also hard to believe that anything she says is true.
Why?
Because I think she would say anything to stay on TV.
Oh, interesting. I see. She doesn't come across that way to me. She comes across as just like she can't shut up.
What I appreciate about her is that she loves drag. Yeah. She loves drag the way that I love drag. So I appreciate that. I just don't think she's very good at it.
Well, that's the thing. She's just not very good. She's not.
Right. Yeah. Which to me, when they saved her, it was purely stating that this is no longer truly a drag competition. It is a TV show first and foremost.
Yeah. Okay. So I am glad that you said that, because this connects to, and we'll talk about this more with the UK.
Yeah.
But when Ru introduced Raven, did you hear how he introduced her?
I did. She called her an icon, I think.
Well, she also introduced her as the Emmy Award
winning. She did. Yes.
And Ru has
Emmy Award winning makeup artist.
Ru has said she doesn't care about that stuff.
No, she totally does.
But now that she's won like 10 Emmys, now that somehow is relevant. And
Well, and I think that was all part of the H&M speech as well. I think she wants to win a BAFTA this year because she doesn't have an award there.
Interesting.
So she's gonna, and that's why she made all the queens cry as well last episode.
Well, I mean, I do think Ru is the best host.
She's an amazing host.
Television.
Yeah, I'm not going to dispute that at all.
All of those are worthy, but she has talked about, previously how, drag is a subversion of society.
Right, and drag will never be mainstream.
Never be mainstream. And now she's
girl, it is so far mainstream that it's looped around already.
No, it's true. So, so in that respect, yes, I can understand why she would want to keep Candy because she's not ready for her to go because she's good TV,
she's
whatever.
Good TV.
But I do think, and I will say that on the last episode, not the COVID special, which I didn't watch, but the one before, I actually thought Candy, as far as her look went, her makeup and her look, I thought she actually looked pretty good. That's the best.
Her makeup was the most beautiful she's ever looked.
Yeah.
I didn't like the flowers in her hair.
Yeah.
And I didn't love the dress I get. I wish it was more specific. I know that it was the homage to Beyonce Lemonade.
Right.
But I wish it wasn't so specific and that it was more fit to her drag than an exact replica.
Because that's not her drag.
Exactly. So if she could just do an homage to it, but as her drag.
She's not a flowery, flowy
one
child
bit.
Princess. Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Oh, let's go with, so now we are 4 queens gone, 8 episodes in. We're going to be at the Snatch Game next week, which means we're going to have 9 contestants for the Snatch Game, which I think might be the most ever. Who do you think are top 4?
For Snatch Game or just right now?
Right now. Your thoughts on top 4?
Oh, well, Simone is a lock. I think Got Mick is a lock. And then the judges seem to really like Olivia Lux, which I don't totally get. I don't know.
I'm a big fan of Olivia. That's why I'm intrigued by why people don't like her. I know someone else told me they think that she is one of the most fake people on the show.
I don't think she's fake. I mean, she comes across as genuine to me. I think she's a little kind of lackluster, and some of the wins that she's gotten, I have been like, I don't really think she deserved the win. But I mean, you can't say, like, when she won over Simone when RuPaul was like, Simone's outfit is the best thing I've ever seen on this runway. And then she doesn't win when she was in the top. That to me doesn't make sense.
She shouldn't have been in the top that week. That was the week of the Bossy Rossi. And I agree, Livia,
she's great.
Livia was great in the challenge. Her outfit, I thought, was one of the worst.
Yeah, wasn't that the black dress?
That was the bead one.
Oh, the bead one, yeah. Oh yeah, it was cute.
It was fine, but it didn't scream beads to me at all.
Yeah, well, it was just really in her hair.
Yeah. Well, they were.
But by the way,
they were on her dress too, but that didn't really.
Was that the same wig that Candy wore?
It was not. They were done by 2 different wig designers.
Oh, they look
so. It was just a coincidence, and someone put them side by side, and the beads are different colors. Like the placement of them are different colors.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, I like Olivia, but and she's in my top 3 for drag for our competition, but I think a lock for me is Got Mick and Simone, and I think I would probably put Rose and
that last spot is hard.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I think probably Olivia.
I think it could be Olivia. I think it could be Utica.
Maybe. I don't know. I hope not.
Why don't you like Utica?
Well, I mean, this is the good and the bad with 13 seasons of Drag Race, is that especially coming off of a season with Crystal Method, just the comparisons are so difficult not to make.
Yeah.
And so I just think she's not as like, I think Crystal was much more kind of like accessible than Utica. Utica's a little bit too
kooky.
Too kooky.
I think Utica won't make the top because she's Miss Congeniality.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably fair. But yeah, I just don't think she's top 4. I don't think she's top 4.
All right, so that leaves, so not Utica, could be Olivia. Then it leaves Candy Muse.
Candy Muse, Tina Burner, Denali.
And Elliot.
And Elliot, yeah. Which, I mean, I think Elliot's probably next to go home.
I don't know. I think Denali might be on the outs too.
I like Denali.
I think she may struggle in Snatch Game.
Well, yeah. I mean,
but I think Elliot will too. I mean,
yeah.
Denali is a much more exciting drag queen than Elliot.
Oh, way more exciting. You know, the Snatch Game, there's so much riding on it, and I think I do not understand, and we saw this again with the UK when they did it. I do not understand how queens can come in without like 10 solid lines or responses ready to go, weave them in somehow, you know, that they're going to say, regardless of what's asked of them, you know?
Well, yeah, and I always say that too. I was like, the only thing Snatch Game is meant to do is to make RuPaul laugh.
Exactly. That's it. It's all you have to do.
It does. Your answers don't have to make any sense. Look at Alyssa Edwards doing, what's her name? Mommy Dearest.
Yep.
Joan Crawford as Mommy Dearest, I should say. Her answers had nothing to do with the questions, but RuPaul could not stop laughing because it was just so stupid.
Yeah. And that's what you want to do.
Yeah. All you have to do is make RuPaul laugh. That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a good impersonation. You don't have to look a thing like the person. I mean, Bob the Drag Queen did Carol Channing, for God's sake.
Well, that's what Ru always says, is that like, if nobody knows who this character is, like, then
you can make it whatever you want.
Yeah, you can make it your interpretation of it, you know? So like, that's the thing. That's why, I mean, that's why the comment has always been, don't do Beyonce, because Beyonce is not funny.
No.
And how are you going to make her funny? You know?
I mean, you could make her funny by making her into like a Mommy Dearest type mother.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense, but it could be funny.
It could be funny. Yeah. So I'm excited for the episode, but you know, I don't know. I feel like I feel like there hasn't been a really strong Snatch Game for a couple seasons now.
Yeah, for several seasons.
There's moments, but
there's been moments. Yeah, there's been people that were the obvious winners.
Yeah.
And everyone else was trash. I worry about having 9 people up there that we're not going to get to see much of anyone.
Right.
And they're only going to focus on the people that are really good and really bad. And then the ones that are in the middle, you're just going to get like one line from them.
Right. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to agree with you. I think Simone, Gottmik, and Rosé are definites for the top 4. I mean, at the rate we're going, Candy Muse is going to be there. Honestly.
I hope not.
She doesn't deserve to be, and if she is, then that is just like a slap in the face of drag to me. But who knows? I also feel like they're dragging out this season, hoping that they can do some sort of live finale this season, because last season was so terrible.
Yeah.
And whether that means just bringing the top 4 there, whether it means bringing all the queens there, they'll have to isolate them when they get there, unless they're getting them all vaccinated ahead of time.
Oh, that's interesting. That puts a twist on it.
I think I read that one of them got vaccinated this week. One of the New York queens posted that they had gotten their first shot. But I don't know. But Candy Muse had COVID. Olivia Lux had COVID, and Tamisha had COVID. Candy Muse had it right away, and I think Olivia had it right away as well.
Like after they came back, or
no, right before in March, right in March when it kind of took off. That came out of the COVID special. No one else said anything. Rosé lived with her partner, who was a nurse, and so Rosé moved into another place so that he wasn't around the nurse during the height of it.
Yeah. Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, craziness. All right, you ready to talk about UK.
Yes, let's talk UK.
UK. We will start
UK,
with our first eliminated queen, Joe Black. Any thoughts on Joe Black?
Well, about Joe Black specifically, I just it seems like there was a lot of hype with Joe Black, and I don't really understand what that hype would be about. So
Joe Black was my pick to win.
Oh wow.
Before the season started.
Okay. Yeah.
Joe Black was the only queen that I followed on Instagram from this season before the show started. I knew Joe Black.
What do you like about her?
I enjoy her campy cabaret style of drag.
Yeah, she's very cabaret, yeah.
Very cabaret. And so I've seen clips of hers that I'd watched before. That's why I started following her. Yeah, I think she's a great drag queen. She did Drag Race was not the thing for her.
Yeah, it's hard to translate that cabaret style.
Exactly. And so I understand the elimination. I didn't think that she was the worst on that first episode.
Yeah, that seemed to be a shocker.
Yeah, it seemed a shocker to everyone because it seemed like they were just wanted to get rid of her because her David Bowie dress I thought was fantastic. And I didn't mind the Brighton Palace, which they said was white, but it's actually gold inside, and that's what she went off of. Great, whatever.
Yeah.
But I understand she's not right for the show. And that's just the way it is sometimes.
Yeah, true.
Our next queen to go home was Cherry Valentine, and that was the Rats the Rusical.
Rats the Rusical.
What'd you think of Rats the Rusical? Is there anything memorable about it?
I liked it more than Cats the musical. I'll tell you that. I would rather see Rats the musical than Cats the musical, which I have seen.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, the fact that you are asking me this and I really can't remember anything about that.
I didn't think Cherry Valentine should have been in the bottom that week, but I mean, what do I know?
Oh yeah, I don't even remember who was in the bottom
she lip synced against. I don't even remember.
Huh? Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, so she went home that episode. Okay.
Yeah, who else was terrible that week? I thought Estina would have been in the bottom that week, honestly.
See, I cannot remember anything about that episode.
Looking back at the episode, I mean, thinking about the Rusical, Estina's part was like non-existent to me. She was supposed to be like the budding ingenue rat. But I remember nothing about it.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Anyway, Estina went home the next week.
Sad.
What do you think of that? I thought Estina was going to go a lot farther, honestly.
I thought Estina was in the top all the way. And, you know, it's a good example of how the lip sync is so revealing because Tia Coffee destroyed her in that lip sync.
I think Estina held back thinking that there was no way she could lose to Tia Coffee.
Yeah, exactly. And so why? Because especially if you build yourself up as a dancing queen, as a lip sync assassin, as a whatever, and then to come out there and it was so boring.
Yeah.
And like this is okay. So whenever I think about, I mean, I do have some fantasies about. I think it'd be fun as
Estina.
Well, oh yes, definitely about Estina. Hottie.
Exactly.
But I think about, I think a really fun show like RuPaul's Drag Race as a spin-off or whatever would be to take people like me who would like to evolve from day 1 into day 30 as like a drag queen, like how to become a drag queen. And when I think about like performing, like if I were to lip sync, the most successful lip syncers are the ones who really embody the spirit of the song.
Exactly.
And they sell the story. And they're not like the ones that are doing like all the, like the, you know, and the moves and the death drops. I mean, yeah, those are exciting, but like Tia Coffee embodied that song.
Right. I have been a very strong proponent of no tricks. If you do one, great. If you do two, 3, I'm done with you. I don't need a third trick at all.
Yeah.
But those tricks also have to work with the song. You can't
have to work with the song.
do them to do them.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So yeah, Estina, I think it was the right decision to send her home. When I watched the Meet the Queens, I did not put her very high on my list. And then after episode 1, which she won, which I didn't think she should have won, but was fine. I was like, she's not the worst by any means.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, she's gonna be around a while because she's decent television, and her drag is good.
Yeah.
But she went home week 3.
I know. Yeah.
Week 4 was our controversial elimination of Miss Ginny Lemon eliminating herself.
Yeah.
Against Sister. Thoughts on why she did this? I mean, I know we've heard stories of why she did it.
Well, on some level, she's kind of like Joe Black in that they had reputations, people knew about them. And so the further you go and it's not translating into wins, maybe you do have to think about your brand or your image or whatever, right, and not doing any more damage to it. So maybe she left because of that. Because God,
I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think she knew she wasn't going to win. I knew she probably thought, I'm not going to go much further than this. And I feel like she probably felt like they didn't understand her drag, which RuPaul and Michelle did not.
They didn't. I mean, look what they had her do.
Yeah.
They had her corset and get sexy and get pretty when that's not Ginny's.
That's not her aesthetic. That's not Ginny Lemon.
So I can see that how you would feel really like misgendered or like mislabeled or misidentified. Right. I mean, that's what they did to her drag.
Yeah. I also find it very disrespectful.
What? That they did that to her?
That she just walked off. No, that she just walked off. Oh. I don't know what happened, when what the camera's not showing us. But I find it disrespectful to the other queens in the competition, especially to Sister, who I'm no fan of, but I was like, you didn't even try. Like, you could have just stood there and lip sync the song.
Yeah.
Which I guess would have hurt her brand, because it would have been, but that also would have been known to be intentional.
Yeah, because you think that Sister's lip sync was nothing special.
It was fine.
And if Ginny had I think if you're thinking about who do I want to keep, all things relatively equal,
right, you want to keep Ginny Lemon.
You would have kept Ginny Lemon.
Yeah,
Ginny probably would have won.
She probably would have won that lip sync if she had put in any effort.
Yeah. So maybe
there is a rumor. There is a rumor that was taped twice.
Really?
I don't know that Ginny Lemon has not come forward, and I'm sure she's under an NDA about it.
Yeah.
But there's a rumor that when they first started the lip sync, Ginny Lemon looked to the judges and said, "Fuck you," and walked off the stage.
Oh, wow.
And then the rumor was that they made her refilm it again and said, you can do that, but you just can't say anything. And so if the crazy internet sleuths out there show, if you look and pause at the exact right time, Ginny Lemon is, when she's walking off the stage, she does this to the judges.
Well, maybe that also explains why Rue was so mad the next week.
And then she was not invited back.
And she was. Rue said because she
eliminated herself. She's not invited back.
Yeah. Which
so let's get into that. We took our COVID break. Did you watch the COVID special for UK?
I did not.
Don't. It's very depressing.
Oh. Is it dark?
It's short. It's 37 minutes, I think, and it is very sad. Especially Veronica Green.
Oh,
Veronica Green went into a big, for 3 months, she said she didn't get out of bed.
Oh.
And her partner would come in and bring her tea in the morning to get her out. And then eventually they started taking daily walks. And that's kind of what got her going. Oh. And then Drag Race was coming back and she tested positive and couldn't go back.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. So it was crazy, crazy, crazy. But like Ellie Diamond was homeless for a while.
Mm.
Lawrence Chaney went on government assistance because she had no money. So yeah, it's just not a happy thing.
Oh, that is sad. That is sad.
Yeah. But then we come back and our three queens minus Ginny Lemon are back. And the other queens get to vote on that. What did you think of that? On who comes back? Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, as far as like as far as a way for the queens to come back, I did like the idea that the queens got to choose rather than like who Rue thought should come back. I don't like how public it was.
No, it was they voted right in front of them.
Yeah, and Sherry didn't get any votes, even though she thought she was like the best.
Yeah, I felt like they should have all had to do the challenge, and whichever one of them was best in the challenge gets to come back.
Yeah, and because that's how Rue's done in the past.
Yeah, we've seen that in the past. They don't have to win the challenge. Maybe they do, but they don't have to. But whoever was, or because it was the girl group, put them in a group by themselves.
Yeah.
And say, whoever the star of this group is going to come back, and then make them all really work for it.
It's hard to make a little speech, and then also the fact that they all had a look for that challenge, and that's what people enjoy about
I don't
Drag
know.
Race too.
They probably had that from before, but I don't really know because in interviews that Joe Black did after that, because this was obviously the H&M episode.
Yeah.
She said that she had sold all of her Drag Race outfits to pay her rent because she wasn't on the show anymore.
Oh, wow.
And while the other queens had 7 months to get ready, she had 3 weeks.
Oh, that's so interesting.
So she went out, she had to bring a girl group dress, so she went out and bought a $20 H&M dress.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So I don't fault her for that, which also makes me mad at RuPaul for saying that, but that's a whole nother issue. So Joe Black comes back, obviously, and we have our girl group, and then she goes home immediately. First of all, it was the wrong challenge for Joe Black to come on. She was never going to do well in a girl group Eurovision challenge because that's not her drag. She did have the best runway that week.
Oh, that was the windblown look.
The wind one.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, which is what she was going to use for her hometown look because she's from Brighton. But then there was a challenge called By the Seaside, and she's like, well, I have to use it for this.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I'm glad she got to show it because it was a fantastic look.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah.
Well, just the looks in general. Joe Black should have been able to come back on the strength of that look alone when some of the other queens who did have 7 months and then displayed what they did. I mean, like Tia Coffee's was like unforgivable. The vanilla ice cream cone.
And so was Sister Sisters.
Yeah, they're so bad. Yeah, so the fact that I do not understand how Sister was even could like say with a straight face that she wasn't
that wasn't copying
Ahura, or how would you even have the balls to show it when it was
and I would say if you're going to allow them to make new outfits, then you have to bring everyone back and kind of start over.
Yeah.
So I think they should have had to leave their stuff there. I mean, obviously they didn't know how long they would be shut down, if they were going to come back at all, but you can update your outfit, but you can't completely change it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't put a seagull on your head and say it's somehow a different version of what Ahura
exactly
is.
Yeah, you can't be a bag of chips when you saw that she was literally a bag of chips.
Yeah, it's so bad.
And say that it's different. But again, if Ginny Lemon had lip synced, Sister wouldn't have been there.
And then Sister would not have had the opportunity to debut her new face.
Well, she would have, because they would have brought her back and then no one would have picked her.
Oh yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I think. I would think no one would.
I think she's a really boring drag queen.
Yeah, I thought from her Meet the Queens, I thought she was going to be interesting, and I was completely wrong.
She was super boring.
Yes. Next queen eliminated is the one and only Tia Coffee.
Yeah.
Who ended up being my favorite queen on the season.
Yeah, I thought she was great.
And I literally, from Meet the Queens, I wrote her off as first out. I was like, she's the first to go.
Yeah.
And then I fell in love with her.
Yeah, she gained confidence across the episodes, and it was fun. It was fun to like get to know her in that regard.
It really was. I would go see a Tia Coffee show in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I end up really liking her.
Yeah. Her runways were suspect.
Yeah. Nothing memorable about her.
But also the runways are not what I expect from UK. The runways have never been stellar. And I feel like that is a direct correlation to the United States and RuPaul and Michelle Visage making them change their drag to fit that category.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually something that I have noted as well, which is the impact that Drag Race has had overall on drag. I mean, you see it obviously in the US, in how US Drag Race has changed and evolved.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
But
it started season 7 with Violet Chachki.
Yeah, with the fashion, right?
Yeah.
But now he's even from season 1 to season 2 on UK, you see a shift.
A tremendous shift.
You're starting to see that. And I don't like it.
Yeah. And it's not that the runways on season 1 were bad.
No.
They weren't terrible.
They weren't.
No. So yeah, I don't understand that. But yeah, it kind of makes me sad that it's changing so quickly. And almost being forced to be changed by Ru and Michelle. Because I think otherwise, if they weren't so vocal about it, it would be fine. No one else seems to have a problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, I just wish that it would be, like you said, the first couple challenges, all design challenges, you know, you can use your own hair and makeup and
right.
But everything else you have to
build
it there.
Yeah.
Which I think we've talked about this before, and you probably know the answer to this. Do they actually have people there to help complete the looks?
I don't know that they do.
Because how do they construct that in? I
haven't heard either, because sometimes you get back information from the queens, like the queens that have been on the show saying, you know, we have this and this, because
right.
for the Rusicals, those are not their clothes.
Right.
Those clothes are given to them. And so my thought was always, well, you didn't really assign these roles then, because they had to get the clothes that fit these people. That is not true. I found that out on Bob and Monet's podcast this week when they were talking about the Rusical from the US. They give you have like racks and racks of clothes from out of the closet is where for their challenges they have. Right. And you pick something that fits you, that fits the character. And then if alterations need to be made, they do have someone that can alter them for you. So those clothes are not provided. You can't really judge them based on those outfits. You have to just kind of, that's what they were given in a sense. They do get to choose it, but it's kind of what they were given to choose from. Like I'm sure Candy Muse had nothing to choose from in her size other than that horrible outfit she wore.
Yeah, that's interesting. Just, I mean, I because my lens is from Project Runway, and seeing how long it takes them to construct like one garment. Yeah. And just when Ahura, yeah, she's like a fashion.
Right.
But that outfit was so beautiful in this last week. I absolutely loved it. And then even like sisters garden creation. Like that
took time.
That has to be constructed.
Yeah.
You know? So who's doing that? I just can't imagine that the queens are doing that.
I think they are, honestly. And that's, I mean, how drag queens used to survive. They used to make their own shit on a weekly basis.
Well, and a lot of them still do.
And yeah, I mean, a bunch of them still do for their own personal things. Let's talk about the Snatch game. Is that where we're up to?
Yeah.
Yes, Snatch Game. That was this week. No, last week.
Last week. It's where Tia went home.
That's where Tia went home. Let's talk about the Snatch Game. I thought this was one of the worst Snatch Games.
Yeah.
Ever.
I thought it was boring.
It was so boring. I mean, there was a clear winner in Bimini. I mean, there was no question. No one else was even in the top.
No one else was entertaining or funny or anything.
And then we had Laurence and Tia obviously in the bottom. Laurence was awful.
Yeah.
Which was a shame because this was her challenge that she should have shined on. Sister, they showed like her once and it was stupid.
Who? I don't remember. Who was she again?
She was the psychic. I don't know remember the name of it.
Oh yeah.
Psychic Sally.
Yeah. Yeah.
They showed her one. They showed only one answer from her. Ellie, fine.
Oh, Ellie got good. Ellie got good remarks or good comments.
I mean, she was fine. She wasn't in the bottom, but she wasn't a top contender either.
Yeah.
And Taste, they really like Taste, and I was like, she's fine.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taste. I mean, Taste was good. I mean, but the other thing is, I know who Katie Price is, that Bimini did, and that was really like good.
Yeah. And I don't know who she is, but I was like, I know who this person is. So
you're right. Exactly. You know, even without knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I just thought it was boring.
It was just boring.
The questions were boring.
That guest judge Gemma Collins, who they were so excited to have, did not even want to be there.
Well, Gemma and Michelle also, their answers were boring.
Yeah.
Boring. It was just boring.
Yeah. I felt like Gemma Collins was like, why am I here again?
Yeah.
And I don't watch this show.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was really, really rough. And then they threw in that stupid prehistoric runway, which was terrible.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There were some good looks, but then there were also some looks that were very unforgettable.
That were just, basic. And then we have last week's episode, Lockdown Superheroes, where we finally got rid of Sister. Sister. Yeah. Great.
Delusional.
Yeah, I don't know she thought she was something special.
She thought she was going all the way or whatever. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's when I look at it and I'm like, do you really feel that way? Or are you just saying that because you know you have no chance? And you know that these other queens are just outshining you so much.
Well, you know what I think is weird about Sister that I couldn't quite figure out is that, so you've got Ginny Lemon and you've got Bimini, who are both like oddballs, and like they show it not just in their drag, but also in the way they look. Right. You know, like the weird haircuts.
It's their real personality.
Yes. And Sister has this like Dumb and Dumber haircut, but it doesn't come out in her personality, you know? No. So I don't get it.
I don't think she has a personality.
Yeah. It's just I don't get it. And then here's the one area where I do think Sister gets credit, which is I do feel bad for her because you could always see her really heavy beard and how her shaving, she got really bad.
Well, she dry shaves her face. Don't do that.
She was always red, but the makeup tip that she got from Raven, and her makeup looked really good.
Her face looked fantastic this week.
I was a little upset that the judges didn't say anything about it.
No, they said her face looked great, but it was just the outfit was just so bananas.
Yeah. Oh yeah, her face looked good, but everything was covered.
But it was all hidden with all the crap she put on her outfit.
Yeah, it's true. But but I'm glad she's gone because she just, to me, it was like, nah, whatever. Like in another week or two, I won't even remember. I won't even remember her name.
Yeah. All right. So we're down to 5. Who's gonna not make it to top 3 of these 5?
Who's gonna not make it to top 5? Let's see.
Top 3.
Oh, top 3. I would say out of the ones left, I think Tace and Ellie Diamond are not going to make it.
Oh, you think Ahura is going to be there?
Mm-hmm. I think
Tace is going to be in top 3. I think they're just going to push her through. And Laurence and Bimini, I think, are the real top. Laurence
and Bimini for sure.
Yeah, there's no reason either of them should not be there.
Yeah, exactly. They're the best. Laurence is the clear winner to me for this season.
I thought so too, but I think Bimini is sneaking up.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I have both of them on my fantasy league.
Yeah. I don't even know who I have in my fantasy league because
I know I picked your queens for you. You have Tace.
Oh, I do? Oh.
You had
then go Tace.
You had Estina and you have Ahura.
Oh, well then there you go. Yeah, perfect.
But yeah, I picked queens that I thought you would like.
Yeah. Well, I do like Estina.
Yeah. Well, she gone, but yes. Yeah, I figured you would like her for many reasons.
Yeah, I like the aesthetic. I like how I feel connected to her.
Exactly. Exactly.
I would like
alrighty. Do you want to toot some boots and looks?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go. Oh, I don't have it open. Hold on. Let me open it up first. These, of course, are all RuPaul because that is what you do.
Yeah.
So our first ones are all her season 13 looks so far. So this is episode 1.
Yep, that's a toot.
It is a big toot. What's your favorite part of this look?
I think I like her hair.
Her hair is crazy. It's so good.
I mean, this is a really good example of how she talks about how your hair needs to really like fill out the proportion of like the dress that you're wearing or like the shoulder pads. She does that really good.
Yeah, because if you have big shoulders, you can't put a tiny wig on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I love that look. Yeah.
Big toot.
Also, I like that color too.
It's really good on her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 2.
Yeah, I like it. It's a little bit more like Madame, but
yeah,
it's all right.
I mean, it's a little simpler than what she normally does, but it's fine. It's not ugly.
Yeah, not ugly. It's a toot.
Episode 3.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. There's only been maybe 1 or 2 looks I can remember off the top of my head that I haven't liked.
Sure,
but this is fine.
It's fine. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this shiny fabric, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's all right.
Have you noticed that she's been wearing strappy shoes?
Oh, I haven't. What does she normally wear?
All season, she's wearing strappy shoes. No like pumps or anything.
Oh.
And I know Raven hates strappy shoes, so I've been dying to hear what she says about it. All right, episode 4.
Oh, this was my favorite. I
love this too. I love this hair.
Yes. I think that's her wig that she's talked about that she says she's had forever and has like made all of her money.
Yeah.
I think this is the wig that she's talking about.
Yeah, this is a great look for me.
I love that color.
Yeah. This is one I did not like.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't like that hair.
Yeah, the hair. I don't like the shape of the dress either. I think because when we get to UK, she's worn so many short dresses in UK that are better. Yeah. That I just feel like this one is blah.
Yeah, I don't like this. Yeah, I don't like that bottom of it. It's just not.
It doesn't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very like classic RuPaul Drag Race Ru.
It is. It's very RuPaul. I am so curious because when I talked about this during the season, I'm so curious as to see if she's actually wearing flats because it looks like she's wearing flat shoes in this.
Oh, interesting.
You just never got a shot of the heel to verify that, but to me it looks like a flat.
Yeah, I like the color though of that gown.
Yeah, the gown is beautiful, and I like the wings up above. And she pulled her hair up so it's not interfering with the gown. Simple red.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't do anything for me.
Boring.
I do the only thing that I really think is interesting is the straps, like how they're different.
Yeah.
Makes it a little bit more. But I don't really like.
And when she walked in this, there is a huge slit in the dress, so it gives it more interest that way. But I mean,
it's very pageanty.
It's very very pageant. I called this her ruby red dress.
Her ruby red, yeah.
From ruby red. And her little short jacket dress.
Yeah, I was not feeling that.
Me either, because it's kind of shapeless, which I guess jacket dresses are, unless you have a belt on it.
Yeah, it just.
And I don't love this wig.
Yeah, the wig to me is what. She's never done. You've never seen Rue in like a little pussycat
No.
wig, and I wonder what she would look like in it, especially with a look like this.
Yeah. To me,
Very
that it would work for this because it's very like businesswoman going out on the town.
Yeah, like a little like.
This is the very first time she's ever carried a handbag on the runway.
Yes, I noticed that. Yep.
I don't know what that's about, but there you go.
I'd like to see her in like a little like Toni Braxton, like hair like
oh yeah,
little curl. Why do you think that she doesn't dress in the theme?
I don't know. I always want her to, and it never happens.
She never does. Yeah.
No, and then she'll wear something else like that season that would have worked for a theme.
Well, do you think she doesn't do it just because she doesn't want to?
She might not want to be compared.
Yeah, be compared to the other girls, especially if they show her up.
Entirely possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Keeps it simple.
All right, there's her 8 looks so far this season. Which is your favorite?
Well, definitely number 4. I think number 1 or number 4.
Yeah. I think number 4 takes it for me just because of the hair.
Yeah.
The gown, I think number 1 is a stellar gown.
Yeah, the gown for me, 1 and 6 are my favorite gowns.
Okay. Yeah.
I think they're really pretty.
All right. On to UK, episode 1.
No, man.
Giving us Pride Choir Girl.
I did not like this at all. Not at all.
I like the idea of it for her, but it just looks bad.
Yeah, it's a good idea, but no. Yeah, not working.
Yeah. Yeah, and his hair with it is awful.
Yeah.
I like the wig, but not with his outfit. Now we're on to our tiny dresses. This was brown leatherette.
Yeah, I don't really remember having a reaction to it, which means I just probably was all right.
Sure.
Liked it.
That's how I feel as well. I think brown is a very hard color for anyone to wear.
Yeah.
Because it's not really that appealing. And I don't like this wig with that. The hair color doesn't really go with the dress to me.
Yeah, it needs to be more contrasting.
Yeah. Because then she got a purple flower in her hair. Well, how does that tie in?
Oh.
All right. Mini orange, asymmetrical.
Well, whatever that model's name was, I was living for that dress.
Oh my God, stunning.
That was amazing. Michelle looks like she looks like the matron of the mafia family.
This was the week that she wore that same dress for All Stars and season 13.
Oh,
they aired the same week.
Oh, but she styled her hair different.
She did her hair differently, yes.
Which was better.
It was the same dress from H&M.
It was better in the US. Yeah, to me, I don't know. I don't particularly like this look for Rue.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think the hair steals the show because this hair is crazy good.
Yeah.
But the dress is good. I think it's the ruffle on the dress that I don't like at the bottom.
It feels very Dancing with the Stars, which is
it does feel like a dancing costume.
Yeah.
How about this green number?
I think I like the shape. I like it's different. It's more
very
dramatic.
Interesting to look at.
It's a different silhouette than she wears, which I like.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's very interesting. It's very much that Gone with the Windows.
Yeah.
Like window pane, window curtain, shoulders.
Yep.
And I think the hair is really cool.
Yeah, I like the hair a lot.
Yeah. I call this pink pussy because we could all see it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this is a much better dress than her pink one from the US.
Exactly.
It's
this one is very Barbie to me.
Very Barbie, yeah.
Very Barbie doll.
The hair is more youthful.
Yeah.
The makeup, I think it works. It looks good.
Yeah, she looks great.
She looks good, yeah.
And finally, the split. I think this is the last one. The split.
Yeah.
Crotch.
I loved this dress.
I did too.
I loved it. That was great.
I think it's interesting. I love the 2 slits on it. I think they're very, very sexy.
Yeah. No, I think this dress is great. I love the from the waist up, it looks like a totally different dress than it does from like waist down.
And down, exactly.
That's what I think is really interesting. And the hair is like works for it. She looks good.
Yeah, the hair works. Oh, we do have one more, the green.
Oh yeah.
The green gown.
I did not like this.
Me either.
Yeah. I thought it was very, you know what, to me it felt very pedestrian for
It's-
RuPaul.
It's very bad pageant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
It's
doesn't
really, really too ordinary.
you expect more.
Yes. And this is after the H&M week.
Exactly. So this is Ru, you just gotta step it up.
Gotta step it up, Ru. All right. Which is your favorite?
I think probably the pink one.
The pink pussy is my favorite.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite one.
So cute. Yes. Yeah. All right, that's all RuPaul's looks for the season. I think I have one more picture that we're going to talk about, and that is All Stars 6. Zoom it in for you.
You know what? I remember you sent this out a few days ago.
Yeah. This is allegedly the cast. I'm not saying that this is final. This is what people are rumored to say.
Yeah, because Ginger Minj, she would be coming back for a second All Stars.
Ginger Minj, I think, is definitely coming back.
Okay, so and Pandora. So okay,
and Yara. Pandora, Yara, and Ginger have all done All Stars before.
Right. So starting with Ginger, that's Ginger, Jiggly. Who's that third? Who's after Ginger or after Jiggly?
I had heard a rumor that Serena Cha-Cha was going to be on it, so I thought that was her, but it's not.
Oh.
It's supposedly Trinity K. Bonet.
No, that is not Trinity.
Girl, I know.
Really?
That is supposedly who it is.
Okay, and who's above Trinity then?
Jan.
Oh, that's Jan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pandora.
Jan, Pandora.
Yara Sofia.
That's Yara?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that does not look like Yara at all.
Uh-huh.
And
Sonique.
That's Sonique. And then
Akiria
D. Hall, right?
Akiria C. Davenport.
Oh, Akiria C. Davenport. That's right. She's a Davenport, not a Hall.
Not a Hall.
And then that's Scarlett.
Scarlett Envy.
And then I don't know who the last person is.
Raja D. O'Hara.
Oh, that's Raja. Oh, I don't want Raja to come back.
I don't want her back either, but there she is.
But I guess she's like the villain role.
Yeah. Well, and I think, isn't she the one that sent Scarlett home?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. She sent a bunch of people home.
To me, when I see this, I'm not especially excited.
No.
There's no one on here that, I mean, I love Yara. She's like one of my favorite.
She's the one I am most excited to see.
And I think Ginger Minj is super talented.
Ginger Minj, I think she came back because she wants to win, and maybe they want her to win eventually. And it would be their chance to have a big girl win.
Yeah. Well, she definitely is, you know, is like would be a contender.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know. This cast doesn't really scream excitement, but also, I mean, God, let's wait, you know, 3 or 4 seasons.
Yes. Well, it's also, I'm going to drop the screen. It's also being switched over to Paramount Plus, All Star 6. It's not going to be on VH1.
Oh, okay.
It's only going to be on Paramount Plus in the United States. So if you don't subscribe to their streaming app, you're not going to see it.
When is it supposed to be going?
When it's airing, I don't know. I have already subscribed to it's CBS All Access is switching names to Paramount Plus.
Yeah. And that's what it's part of.
So if you subscribe to it now, there is a discount code and you can get it for half price.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
but you have to pay for a whole year.
Oh, okay.
Which I did, and I did it commercial free.
Oh, that's even
so
better.
For the whole year, I'm paying $50.
Oh, that's very doable.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's great about watching Drag Race UK is no commercials. It's so much better.
And so the All Stars is going to be there, and they're also coming out with a new news show called Queen of the Universe.
Is that going to be like a winners?
That's what everyone. I think that's what everyone assumed, but it is not. So what it is it is going to be worldwide. So it's drag queens from all over the world, and it's going to be a live singing competition.
It's like Ruru Revision.
So it's, you know, Ruru Vision. Yeah. But I think it'll be interesting to see if they have any drag race queens on it. or if they're going to cast completely new, because I mean, Davina DeCampo sings.
Yeah. There's a few that stand out,
Jan
right?
sings, Rose sings.
Yeah. Trixie.
Oh, Trixie does sing. She does.
Well, all of them have singles out.
Well,
That
all
doesn't
of them
mean
sing, but not all of them can sing.
Right.
Sorry, all of them can sing. All of them can't sing well.
Yeah, let's clarify that.
We also have Spain coming up.
Oh,
Have you not
who's going
heard
to be
that?
hosting that?
There is a drag queen from Spain. Oh, she has this amazing name. I'm going to look it up right now because I can't think what it is. I believe it is going to be in Spanish with subtitles.
Good. It should be.
They have two different Instagrams. One is in English, one is in Spanish.
Okay.
Her name is Drag Legend Supreme Deluxe.
Ooh, yes, Supreme Deluxe.
Yes. I just want to make sure that's her name. Yeah, that is her name. And she's gorgeous. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. So I'm excited for that. Canada is also supposed to be coming back this year.
With your favorite judge.
They have not said who's going to be returning as judges yet.
Oh, interesting.
I think they're just casting it now, but it's supposed to start airing this season. Australia is already filmed, and it will be airing this year as well. And currently filming right now is UK season 3, which will also be airing this year.
Oh my gosh, that's just. I mean, it's good and
I'm
bad.
assuming UK will start like at the end of the year and probably carry over.
It's a little.
But I think they're trying to get it to where it's year round, because UK was supposed to air last October.
Oh yeah.
But because of the shutdown, so I'm assuming UK 3 will air October, and then go into US in January. All Stars, blah 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 blah. No mention of Holland coming back. No mention of Thailand, which I think is done, sadly.
That was your favorite one, wasn't it?
Still is my favorite one. Thailand season 2 is my favorite season, followed by UK season 2 so far. I also listened to a podcast, and those of you who are listening and watching, this is complete speculation and rumor. I do not know anything about this. It was the first I heard of it. I literally had to write it all down because my mind was like exploding. But this podcaster said that he had been reached, and I don't know that it was even right for him to share this. I think he's going to get in big trouble for it if it's true. But he had been reached out to write some reading challenge jokes for this new season called US versus the World, the International All-Stars.
Oh, interesting.
Here are the queens that were listed on it.
Okay.
That he listed on it, not me. Again, this is not coming from me, 1000% not from me. Bag of Chips, Blue Hydrangea, Cheryl Hole, Widow Von Du, Heidi in Closet, Jimbo, Lemon, and Janie Jacquet.
Against who?
No, that's all the queens. That's why I was like, how is that US versus the world? That's
I only heard
two
Widow.
US queens.
Widow and who?
And Heidi.
Oh, Widow and Heidi in Closet against the others. That sounds like UK season 1 versus.
Yeah, it's 3 queens from UK season 1, 2 from US season 12.
Yep.
2 from Canada, and 1 from Holland.
Interesting.
And the one from Holland is the one that speaks English.
Okay, well.
I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
It seems like a very incomplete list to me.
I mean, as the Drag Race universe, expands, you would think that they would do more like comedy, challenges, or like more comedy oriented, whatever. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you can make. You've got all these artists who are using drag for different in different ways. And I would like to see them branch out maybe in that more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Do you think Drag Race in the US is coming to an end?
Well, yes and no. I think that I would like to say yes, because at some point you want to see something that you have loved and enjoyed and grown. You want to see it kind of come to a natural end.
Right.
So that there is something that can kind of come next. So I wouldn't mind if it ended, because there's so many it's never going to end. It's
going to carry on, because now it's expanded to the world, and we're going to get that for years to come.
Exactly. I just think that they either have to reinvent and go back to, and I think we've talked about, like, queens that have only been doing it for less than a year, or queens that design everything on the show, or
right.
That have not gone. I mean, because the big thing that I noticed from the US and the UK as a comparison is that in the US, they are so concerned about like their brand and like who they are. And in the UK, I'm seeing that more in the second season.
Right.
But there's still like a sisterhood that's more, I think, more authentic in the UK than there is in the US version. And I like that more. I'd rather see that.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Drag Race in the US has changed, and I'm not saying it's changed for the better.
Yeah.
But it has changed. I mean, maybe what's her name? I can't think of her name.
She US or UK?
US, season 7. Crazy woman came back for All Stars like at the last minute. What the hell is her name that does the crazy YouTube videos?
Jasmine Masters.
Jasmine Masters. She may have had it right years ago when she said RuPaul done fucked up Drag Race. And not RuPaul specifically, but RuPaul's Drag Race.
Right.
Done fucked up drag.
Yeah, right. Well, maybe because it's the push into more of the mainstream.
Yeah, it's because it's switched. And I mean, if you look at the demographics for Drag Race, it's not gay men anymore.
Yeah, it's not.
Preteen and teenage girls. So it's very interesting to see that switch. And I mean, if you look at social media and everything, that's what they're looking for, is the beauty. I mean, you look at all the beauty influencers out there, all the fashion influencers out there, that's what they're into. So that's where Drag Race has morphed because of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I appreciate it from a perspective, like now this is much more kind of solid, like the queens can actually make careers and do and focus on that entirely, rather than like have a day job, so to speak.
When I say when, not if, Drag Race ends in the United States, do you think their careers will still be sustained that way?
Well,
or is it more of a in the moment kind of thing?
Well, you have the queens that are truly, like, you think about from seasons past, the queens that we still know that didn't win because they had some star aspect or star
right. They
quality.
had that star quality.
They have talent, and drag is their medium for expressing that talent.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Bianca Del Rio is going to have a career.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah. Exactly.
Alyssa Edwards, I don't know that she would.
She's so larger than life.
She is, but do you think? I think her dance studio will be a bigger career for her than drag if Drag Race fades away.
I think that was before she did drag.
It was. No, and that's what I think. I think this was more of a platform for her for that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Because she doesn't perform as much as she used to.
Yeah.
Like it's rare.
I don't know.
Like she doesn't go out on the tours anymore.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see like the revenue streams from these queens that are making it full time. Where is the money? I mean, in pre-pandemic times,
right?
Like,
where is their money coming from?
Where's their money coming from? Because you think of like Shangela and like Bob and Eureka, who got the HBO show.
Yeah.
And then
Eureka was supposed to be on All Star 6, rumored to be, but I think there was probably a contractual thing with
yeah,
HBO.
see,
Like she can't
that
do
bothers
both.
me, you know. I mean, because then like so that's a good example of like, because I remember that like Derek Barry was reported that he had a contractual agreement for being the 100th, person into the
Right. He had to be
workroom.
the 100th person in, and he had to finish in the top 5.
Yeah, because I don't think Derek Barry is maybe interested in leaving like Vegas or like leaving
No,
that.
no, he wants to be a Britney Spears impersonator.
Yeah.
That's his drag.
So you do have that. You do have those queens, but then you also have the ones that have expanded out into, like, think about like Monet, who didn't win her season, and she came back and was able to turn. I mean, she did win All Stars, with Trinity, but she has
He
her
won All Stars.
own talk show, and she's been very successful.
Yeah, she's producing music.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, well, like my friend Ryan, who is that whole industry was created from Drag Race.
Right.
And then it created a business. And he is the manager of the drag queens to help them launch, to continue to further their careers, because drag was the launching pad for their true art form, or
for their actual art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that drag is art. I'm not saying that, but
right.
But for what they really want to do.
Yeah. So he's able to do that, which is awesome,
On that topic, do you think Laguna Blue will be on the next season?
Who?
Laguna Blue.
Who's that?
The last member of Stephanie's Child.
Oh. Well, yeah. I mean, they have to.
And with that, I was like, well, why didn't they wait to have like Jan Rose and Laguna then on an All Stars together? Because that would have been everything.
That would have been so awesome. Yeah.
But maybe they'll all get their own spinoff. Who knows?
It's coming. Together. I mean,
anything is possible.
Have you seen them, the 3 of them, live?
I've never seen Stephanie's Child together. No, I've seen all 3 of them separately, but never together. And from what I've heard, Laguna Blue is actually the most talented of them.
Oh.
She thinks she'll never get on Drag Race because she says she's too ugly as a boy. But they put Tina Burner on there.
They haven't had problems with that in the past.
There are queens that are not cute on there.
That is true.
So we'll see if she ends up on season 14. She is going to be on an episode of Nailed It. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I love that show though.
They are doing pairs this season. And my friends Salmonella and Laguna Blue are going to be on there together as a pair in drag. So that starts, I believe, at the end of March.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that.
Hey, what do you think about Sherry Pie on Tamron?
Did you watch it?
I did.
I watched it too. I thought Tamron handled it very, very well.
I didn't let her get away with anything.
Did not let her get away with it. And I felt that Sherry Pie was very scripted. You could see her like keep looking down. So I think she was given stuff that not from the studio or the show, but what her representation, I don't know if she has any representation anymore, we told her was allowed to say. There have not, which surprises me, is there have not been any charges filed against her.
Huh. Interesting.
So yeah, I mean, like any of those things haven't moved forward at all. So it's still just allegations. So although she kind of admitted that they all were true.
Yeah, not only did she admit that all were true, but anything else that's said is true too.
Is true. What did you think about it?
Obviously, her rationale is, makes sense to her, or there's a process, a thought behind. I did not really understand why she felt that she had to do these things to keep or maintain or control the friendships if they were really her friends.
And some of them she said she still talks to.
Yeah, I didn't really get that. I mean, I didn't really understand. I mean, I totally understand like the whole thing about like complexities within the gay world, with friendships, with
right.
With other guys and with all that. I mean, like, yeah, that's something to navigate, but it didn't make sense to me why she chose to go that route.
Yeah, it was very, very weird to me. I mean, I know that mental health is a huge, huge thing, but I don't think you can blame everything on that, because I feel like she knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah.
And even watching that, I don't feel like she was sincere in apologize. I don't even know if she really apologized, but it didn't feel sincere. And I think that's just, it might be her persona that has like this cloud over me. Like, I don't know that I believe anything you say.
Yeah.
But I didn't hate that Tamron Hall had her on like everyone else did.
No, I didn't either, because I mean, don't you want to know and hear and try and understand what's going on?
Yeah. No, I mean, everyone's like, don't give her a platform. She doesn't deserve that. She doesn't deserve a platform, but the world deserves to hear what she has to say.
Yeah.
I love that Tamron Hall said, she's like, look how many interviews OJ did.
Yeah. Well, R. Kelly.
R. Kelly, yeah.
So it is, I don't agree with that. You can't give somebody a platform, because that's up to
you just
the
have
journalist.
To hold them accountable during that. You can't give them free reign.
Which Tamron did. She said your mental illness is not a excuse or a reason to behave like that. And, or I think she even said, no, just to clarify, you're not saying that this is the reason why you did it.
This is why. Yeah.
And I would like to know more. I did watch an interview with, I think it was a show out of Scotland or Ireland or something, like a local YouTube kind of show that had one of Sherry's victims on it. And
I mean, why haven't we heard from any of them?
Well, yeah, so that's the thing. Like, I heard this episode and it was the only person I've actually heard from.
Yeah.
And like, that would be really horrible and mortifying. I mean, you hear the stories about people that thought that this was going to be a stepping stone in their career, so they gave up other opportunities.
Yeah,
that's I think is really shitty.
Yeah, I mean, what she did was disgusting.
Yeah.
And honestly, it needs some repercussions to it. You shouldn't just get to sit at home and have therapy.
Yeah, no, it's true. And
unless someone presses charges, there's nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, will her, because we in our country, we love a good comeback story, and I don't know if there's really anything that isn't not comebackable from.
Yeah, exactly.
So who knows if she will rebound or not?
Yeah, I mean, Trump's going to run again in 2024, apparently.
Disgusting.
It is disgusting. Hopefully he will be in jail from the New York cases by then, but we will see.
Yeah. I mean, unless Sherry Pie had done something to a dog or a cat, then that would be unforgivable.
Unforgivable.
But we're more kind with when it happens to humans.
Yeah. And do not blame the victims. I mean, what they did was stupid, but they thought it was going to get them somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. I hear it. You have a talent agent that wants you to do something.
I personally would not submit sexual videos for an audition, but that is just me. I'm not, hard driven for fame like that.
Yeah.
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 All right. Anything else? Your thoughts on drag, the world, life in general?
I actually made some notes, so I'm seeing if I hit all my.
Okay, I did too. I went through all mine, but it was just about the episodes.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to say something that bothers me.
Yeah.
It bugs me. I don't know how to put this. I don't think Ru has a proper respect or appreciation for British culture. I think that I do not like how Rue is always saying like, how are you, babes? Or governor, or like
Right.
all that kind of, that stuff bothers me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like appropriation.
Yes, it rubs me the wrong way because of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, why
that doesn't want to learn anything about it either.
Yes, I think that's what bugs me about
during
it.
Snatch Game, she kept saying, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. And I'm like, well, learn about the culture.
Yeah. So I don't like that she's like babes and all that kind of crap.
Yeah. All right. I get that.
That's all.
All right. I'm excited for Snatch Game this week.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about UK coming up. They're doing a comedy challenge. Who do you think is going to fail? This could be where Ahura struggles.
I don't think Taste is funny.
No, I don't think Taste is funny. I don't think Ellie Diamond is funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I think that neither of them are going to make it. See, I think Ahura, the one thing that I think Ahura has going for her,
she's funny if she can do a character.
Well, and also, you know, like this is where I think Rue is really earns her Emmys and earns all like the accolades, is that she really gets people to like evolve because they tap into some emotional part of them. And she's always saying how you can access Ahura because she's in there all the time. That's the power.
Right.
Like when she made that connection that she can be RuPaul, the drag queen, anytime and live that way, even when she was presenting as, you know,
even out of drag.
That's what I think the power, and that's what I think RuPaul does really well. And I think Ahura has grown more in that than I've seen some of the other queens. So that's why I think Ahura will do well.
I think if she can do a character, kind of like how Coco Montrese did.
Yes.
RuPaul's cousin or whatever she did.
RuPaul's cousin, yep.
I think if she can do a character like that, she'll be funny. But other than that, I don't find her like a funny person.
Yeah, but you know, also Laurence is hilarious and did not come out in Snatch Game.
But did not do well. Exactly.
Really bad.
Yeah, so it'll depend on I guess it depends on the whole challenge as well.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Peter, I'm gonna stop recording. So I'm gonna say goodbye to all you out there that are watching and listening.
Bye.
And Peter, I'm gonna keep you on for one more second. Bye, everyone.
Bye.